I am thoroughly, utterly interested in narcissistic behavior and narcissistic abuse. Like the reason why is because it's so common. It's so common. It like I don't know who is how many of these people are diagnosed. Like I have no idea. I'm just looking at it. I'm just reading it. I'm reading it from the outside looking in. And man, oh man, when I tell you that I have seen, I have participated in, whatever what you want to say, so much of this shit, like so many of these things I have seen or done to some extent is crazy. And I just want men to really listen and really tell me that you do not act like this. You have never acted like this. You have never done anything like I really want y'all to really, really, really listen closely to how these men are talking and how these men are acting. It doesn't have to be a one-to-one. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. That don't let your narcissism creep up. Don't get defensive. Just listen. Just listen to how they argue. Listen to the tonality. Like really fucking listen to the gaslighting. Really, really listen. It's not you now. That's why I want you to listen to it. This isn't you. It's somebody else. Is another man doing this to a woman. Really listen closely. Please try.
Please, you texted me. You said you were done and you put the 60-day notice in. Yes, I was done. Okay, so yeah, after you did that, I moved my mattress in here so I could get away from you. Yeah, I was done. Go tour your apartment, please.
Sorry. Hold on. Let's read this first. I want to make sure everybody can read this. It says, part 3 of the coffee argument. Him threatening to kick me out of our apartment, then walking back in after I didn't chase him. He lied on 3 separate occasions about giving the office a 60-day notice as a manipulative tactic to get me to chase him. When I spoke to the office, they said at most he only asked if it was possible. Right? So there was 2 other parts. I could have, we could have listened to him, but I wanted, because I got a lot of stuff that I want to get to. But now let's listen to how he is speaking and what he's saying.
Please, you texted me. You said you were done and you put the 60-day notice in. Yes, I was done. Okay, so yeah, after you did that, I moved my mattress in here so I could get away from you. Yeah, I was done. Go tour your apartment, please. I really, yes, you expect me to.
Hold on, let me read this. This says, this man is something else. He does not work 13 hours a day, and I know that for a fact because I was his manager. He works a total of maybe 8 hours with a 4-hour break in between. He would use that break to watch YouTube videos and play video games. Don't act like you are out here working a hard labor job. You are a lazy group fitness trainer. I did offer to cook for him almost every day. When he would get pissy, he would choose fast food. He waited for me to fall and kick me when I was down. So she lost her job. It's gonna come out, but that's what she's talking about, kicking her while she's down. She lost her job, she got fired. And he is like using that, against her now.
I give you king treatment while you treat me like shit.
I'm expecting just some treatment while I'm busting my ass to make sure we have this place, making sure the electric stays on, and making sure there's some income coming in so we can do something.
Miles, I am so
much, but it's still something.
And then you call me a moocher. Yeah. When I'm a woman that you stepped up and wanted to provide for, but now I'm the moocher because I just...
Hold on, let me read this. He knew exactly what my expectations were before he even approached a relationship with me because we were quote unquote friends before this. Shout out to all the dudes talking about the friend zone bullshit. I made it extremely clear I am not a 50-50 woman. My past relationships were all providers. It hadn't even been a full month since I lost my job, and I had been applying to jobs, flipping furniture for income. I started selling cookies out of our kitchen to make money. He had to step up and be the man he told me and everyone else he was. And when it came down to it, he couldn't handle it. So he told her he was a provider He was a provider, and he wanted to step up for her. She was like, okay, apparently at some point in time in their relationship, she worked, or maybe she was working the whole time, but it was always understood that she wanted a provider man. He signed up to be a provider man. He literally just admitted to it right now. If you listen to what he said, she said, you told me you wanted to step up. He said, I did. So there's no lie there. You guys can say whatever. Maybe he didn't want to be a provider man. He said he was going to be a provider man. He said he would fulfill that role. He didn't. He hasn't been. She was working. She lost her job, and now he is trying to weaponize that against her. Like, oh, I'm the only one working, and you should like suck my dick from the back because I'm holding it down and I'm working 13 hours a day. And she just highlighted how he's not working 13 hours a day because she was his manager at one point in time.
Just lost my fucking job?
You didn't just lose it. It's been a month.
Oh,
it's
God.
Been a month, Gabby. You didn't just lose it. You are now mooching. You're laying here.
I'm not Miles, I'm laying.
Losing your job and not having a job in 30 days is not like that crazy, right? I'm gonna play this from the beginning.
Please, you texted me. You said you were done and you put the 60-day notice in.
Yes, I was done.
Okay, so yeah, after you did that, I moved my mattress in here so I could get away from you.
Yeah, I was done.
Go tour your apartment, please. I really, yes, you expect me to give you king treatment while you treat me like shit.
I'm expecting just some treatment while I'm busting my ass to make sure we have this place, making sure the electric stays on, and making sure there's some income coming in so we can do something.
Miles, I am so...
much, but it's still something.
And then you call me a moocher. Yeah. When I'm a woman that you stepped up and wanted to provide for, but now I'm the moocher because I just lost my fucking job?
You didn't just lose it. It's been a month.
Oh,
God.
God.
It's been a month, Gabby. You didn't just lose it. You are now mooching. You're laying here.
I'm not Miles, I'm laying here in the afternoon for the first time in a month.
It's not king treatment. It's just basic respect. Hey,
okay.
My man's out there.
You don't get to disrespect and then expect respect. You don't get that.
13 hours. The least I could do is maybe fold his clothes. Let me maybe try to cook him some eggs that we have. That said,
oh my God, you want to disrespect me and then you want me to kiss your ass. That's not the way that it works. That's not the way.
By the way, they're broken up right now. They're just waiting until their lease is up. They're broken up though. Like they're gonna separate, and he's still expecting her to like cook for him and shit. I don't know. It's crazy.
The way that it works, Miles. You've been disrespectful. Please.
That right there. Now back to what I was saying originally. I'm not saying like I would never do this. What he's doing, what he's on personally is weird. But man, what I want you to listen to more is how he's arguing, how he is trying to weaponize her vulnerabilities right now against her, which is something men always complain about, like they women do, but men actually do it. This would be a perfect example. She is in a very vulnerable state. She just lost her job. That's, tough mentally, financially, emotionally, all that stuff. She's going through it. And he's like, yeah, you lost your fucking job. And she's like, yeah, a month ago, like less than 30 days to not have a job is not crazy in this job market. It's not. That's not crazy. I don't even know where they're at. Like, I don't care where you're at. In America, if you lose your job and you can't find a job in 30 days, that's not crazy. That's not crazy. I don't know the average, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is at a certain age, a certain point, certain income, expectation. I would think it could take you up to 6 months, maybe even a year. I don't think it's crazy. That's what unemployment is for. You know what I'm saying? So him trying to use that against her, you know what I mean? To manipulate her, to basically he's just trying to get her to be a slave. That's all he wants is her labor right now. He doesn't like her. It's not about him working things out with her in this moment. It's literally just about her labor.
This picture right here is what made me snap. This is what broke the camel's back. It's a cute picture, isn't it? I know. We have like 2 really cute pictures, and this is one of them. My daughter took this Polaroid photo of us, and we had such a good day that day. That day, we had agreed we were going to live separately when our lease was up February 9th, which is in 2 weeks, but we were going to go to therapy, and we were going to work on things. He owned that he was a narcissist. He owned that he's toxic. He owned his behavior and blamed it on his childhood trauma, blamed it on his mom. Wait, I want to add, the first thing he said when he saw this photo of us after it finished developing, because it's a real Polaroid, the first thing he said is, wow, my arms look big. Anyways, so that was the agreement. I shouldn't have even agreed to that. And I know that I shouldn't have even agreed to that. But I have changed my life in so many ways. So I know that people are capable of change when they put the work in. So from somebody who has changed 360, I believe in people. I believe that people are able to change. The reason is because so we come to the agreement on this day that we were going to go to therapy, live separately, and work on our relationship. He was short on the rent. The reason is because he poorly manages his money. He spends a good portion of his money, and I mean hundreds of dollars a month, on alcohol every single night. I wish I was lying. Fast food almost every single day, and the devil's lettuce. And the devil's lettuce is not cheap, especially because the dispensaries, they hike up the price on that shish. So he's short on the rent. He calls his mom, asks her for $500. She gives it to him. He tells her what's going on between him and I, and she tells him that she'll support his decision in whatever he chooses to do. His friend, Mike, ended up giving him the other $500. Now, mind you, this was the day after this was taken. So he got the other $500 from his bestie, Mike. It was like 8 o'clock at night. I had just gotten my check, and I told him I would help when I got my check. He ended up getting it covered. So I go, hey, you got the rent figured out? He's like, yeah, I got it figured out. I got $500 from my mom and I got $500 from Mike. Hey, oh my gosh. Mike is that's a good friend. Mike is such a good friend. I'm so glad that you have a friend like that in your life. And he's like, yeah, I'm so glad for him. I'm so grateful for him. He's got my back. He's such a good friend, yada, 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 yada. And he loved to throw in my face. And I say, I'm so glad that you have a friend like that in your life to be able to help you out in times like this. Like it must be really nice to be able to have somebody just give you $500. I wasn't being sarcastic. I was genuinely giving Mike his flowers. And he's like, yeah, Mike's such a good guy. You know, I'm glad to have him as a friend. Until I say, so does Mike know that we're going to therapy and working things out? The day after we took this picture, he says no, because if I told him, he wouldn't have given me the money. And I go, and something flipped in me like a switch. And I look at him and I say, and he's in the shower, he cannot deny any of this. That's the one thing, you guys. All of the videos I am making, everything that I am telling you, he will not deny any of this because it's the fucking truth.
He might deny it. These niggas be liars, but I believe it.
Him and I go, are you kidding me? You lied to your best friend so he would give you $500, and you lied and you told him what? He told him that he needed the money for rent for this last month so he can move on with his life and get away from me. That he was trying to escape me the day after we took this photo. It had barely been 24 hours since this photo was taken. So I look at him and I say, oh my gosh, I don't take this personal anymore because I am not the only person that you lie to and manipulate to get what you want. And his face was flush. He honestly didn't have much to say besides this. He looks at me and says, well, technically, it's not a lie if we don't work things out. The flabbers, I gasted. I gotta tell you. For the first time, this man left me speechless. I had to walk away. I did not know what to say back until it starts clicking more. I walk back in the room and I go, wow, you really are something. You really are something.
That's crazy. So it's interesting because I just had a similar conversation with somebody about how they were saying the person that they're with, they were like, they do it to other people as well. You know what I mean? So it's not just them. And a part of me though, I'm like, yeah, people don't, typically whoever you are with one person, that's who you are. I'm like who I am. I'm like how I am online in real life. That's why I tell people all the time. I'm like, I don't know about you guys. I can't shut it on and off, So if you talk to my friends or my family that be around me, they'll be like, no, that's public. Like how I am on how I talk in these videos, my demeanor, the things that I say, the way that I'm the same person, for better or worse. I'm not acting like it's good or bad. It's just reality, right? So I'm not shocked to hear that he also would manipulate his friends. If he's manipulative to his woman, then he would manipulate his friends. And that's a thing with men with people in general, but with men specifically. When you have a narcissistic friend that is abusive to their women, you have to know that he is also doing that to you, just in a different capacity. That's it. But he's trying to do the same thing to, like, narcissism doesn't shut off, right? Abuse doesn't shut off with just like, I'm just doing that to my woman. Like, most of the time, people are doing that with other people as well. They're doing that with other people as well. But the way that this is all playing out and has played out in her relationship, like, this is very common. Like, the lack of accountability that he's taking, the way that he keeps deflecting and putting everything back on her, the way that he, like I was saying before, in that original video that I played, that was just about him getting her labor. Like, it's not like he's really frustrated with her. He's not mad at all. He's not, you know what I mean? Like, the only thing he's upset with is that he can't control her and he can't manipulate her. But he's not like upset that their relationship is devolving or their relationship is, you know what I mean? Like going backwards or whatever. Like, he's not tripping off of that at all. He's mad at the fact that he can't use her anymore because he is a user. That's what he does. He uses everybody around him. Everybody around him has if whether they know it or not, they're in a transactional relationship with him. Right? That's why for me, I'm starting to clock that shit way more in my friends are like, nah, I'm good. Like, I can't be your friend if you're like abusive to your woman. You know, like I can be an acquaintance. I can't be your friend though. Like, I can't like talk to you. I can't hang out with you. I can't have any expectations of you. I can know you, right? Because I know you already. But I can't be your buddy. Like, we can't be friends, man. Because it's only a matter of time before you do it to me. You know what I mean? Like for the sake of self-preservation, I can't be your friend. It's only a matter of time, man. Like, they're going to get at you in some way, shape, or form if they haven't already. Now, I'm so happy I came across this video. I just came across the video about an hour ago. Different women, same story. Oh, and lastly, what I want to add is do you see, like, I really try my hardest to make sure that all my videos are, to the best of my knowledge, like real life situations. I try my hardest not to use skits or memes or anything like that intentionally, right? I try really hard to give you like, and I really try really hard to give you like these live, you know, like the recordings of the person actually saying it and not like a one-sided story. You know what I mean? Like, I want you to hear it straight from the camel's mouth. You know, I try really hard to do that. This shit right here is very common. It's so common that there are tons of recordings of women catching men doing this shit. I want to see all the videos of women doing this, by the way. It goes both ways, people, because I be on Narc Talk. I'm on Narc Talk. Like, I literally go on the hashtag. I watch all the videos. I read the comments. Like, I'm on Narc Talk. I don't see many examples of men doing this, like recording their women being narcissistic, abusing them. Just so we're clear.
Yeah, you don't pay rent. Of course.
You'll never get my money, silly. You better go work overtime like I told you.
Why would you not pay your kids' bills? Your son lives here.
You better go work overtime like I told you.
Your son lives here.
You better go work overtime.
Your son lives here. You don't care
You
where your
better go
son?
work overtime.
You don't care about your son?
You better go work overtime.
Why?
Better go work overtime.
When I have a man.
You better go work overtime.
Why? There's a full-grown man sitting at home on a game all day.
You ain't about to threaten me.
But I have.
You better go work overtime.
Threaten you?
You ain't ever about to threaten me.
To pay a
Go work
$75 utility bill or leave my house that you don't pay for? That's not threatening.
You ain't about to threaten me. Sorry. Go work overtime.
That's not threatening.
Go work overtime.
That's not
It's either that or this. Girl, I'll never pay then. I'll never pay. Whoa, you'll never get my money, stupid. What are you talking about? The fuck you still talking for? You'll never get my money.
You've lived here 2 years.
Saying you'll never get my money. It's either that or this. You'll never get my money. Never. Well, never. I'm not getting used. I'm sorry.
You're not getting used. You're
I'm
using
sorry.
What? Getting used? And you live in the house with your son? Wow.
Never pay. Whoa, you'll never get my money, stupid. What are you talking about? The fuck you still talking for? You'll never get my money.
You've lived here 2 years.
Saying you'll never get my money. It's either that or this. You'll never get my money. Never. Well, never. I'm not getting used. I'm sorry.
You're not getting used. You're
I'm
using
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
using
I'm
me.
sorry. Shut up.
He is currently on the video game right now. That is a chord for the video game. If I'm not mistaken, he is literally playing a video game right now while he's yelling at her.
Well,
never.
Telling her to work overtime.
You're not getting used. You're using.
Yep. That's a stick right there. That boy on the video game. This diabolical. Wow. I didn't clock that the first time. Wow. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
using me.
I'm sorry. Shut up. Shut up.
Using
Shut
me.
up.
You are
Shut up.
using me.
Shut up.
For living.
Look at this. Look at the reverse. Look at the Uno reverse. Like I've said 1,000 times. Now the argument becomes about the argument. Right? This is what I be talking about all the time. She has a legitimate gripe. She needs $75 to pay the electric bill in the house that he lives in, that he's not paying any money in currently, with the son, with the child. She then says, pretty much, I'm paraphrasing, she is saying, if you can't pay a bill, then why are you here? This whole scenario is literally what I talk about every day with men. Like, men's only purpose right now, because of our condition, because of how we are conditioned, our only purpose, our best, not only, but our pretty much only redeemable quality is our ability to pay a bill. Because who needs this? Who needs all of this? She can do this so y'all mean to tell me that if that man wasn't in the house, her life wouldn't get 10 times easier? He's not paying a bill. And look at all the emotional stress that he's causing her, right? But he turned the argument that was it didn't need to be an argument. He turned the legitimate gripe that she had with him, he flips it around and he gets upset at her, what he perceives to be her issuing an ultimatum to him, which was a rational ultimatum. Either pay a bill or get the fuck out. So would he say that to a landlord? Oh, you ain't gonna never threaten me with eviction. So if you telling me if I don't pay a bill, I gotta go? Oh, hell no. Fuck that. You ain't gonna never get my money, stupid. Okay, I'll just call the cops. Like, what are you talking about, bro? You live in the home with your child. Clock the fuck in, my nigga.
That's not threatening.
Go work overtime.
That's not
it's either that or this. Girl, I'll never pay then. I'll never pay. Whoa, you'll never get my money, stupid. What are you talking about? The fuck you still talking for? You'll never get my money.
By the way, the baby is young and the baby doesn't hear all of this, but the baby can feel all of this. I just want you guys, and the baby can feel this. This will show up. This will manifest itself in the child at some point in time. The baby can feel this tension. The mother, the father, the baby can feel all of this. Just so you know.
You've lived here 2 years.
Saying you'll never get my money. It's either that or this. You'll never get my money. Never. Well, never. I'm not getting used. I'm sorry.
You're not getting used. You're
I'm
using
sorry.
me.
I'm sorry.
You're
I'm sorry.
using
I'm
me.
sorry. Shut up. Shut up.
Using
Shut
me.
up.
You are
Shut
using me.
Shut up.
For living here
Shut
free
up.
every day.
Shut up.
Lived here 2 years free, and you can't even pay a $75 bill.
Shut up.
Why can't you pay the utility bill? It's simple. I'm not asking for fucking $1,200 in rent that I pay every month. I pay $1,200 in rent every month without your help. But why'd you
You're
claim
not getting
Cartier
a
then?
dime.
Why'd you claim
You're not
Cartier
getting a
then?
dime.
Why did
You're
you
not getting
claim
a dime.
Cartier? Why did you claim Cartier?
You're not getting a dime.
Okay, that's
You're
fine.
not getting a dime.
Why did you
You're
claim
not getting
our
a
son?
dime.
Why did you claim?
Oh, he claimed the kid on his taxes, and he's not giving her any of the money. Is that what's going on here? I wasn't understanding that, like, but I think that's what it is, right? She said, "Why did you claim Cartier? You're not getting a dime." She wants money for the. That's what because why would she be? Yeah, if he doesn't have a job, then and her just asking for money would kind of be like, like what are you at? You know what I mean? Like that. I'm not saying she wouldn't have the right to do that. I'm just saying, like, I don't think she would actually do that in this case, right? So he claimed the baby on his taxes and he kept all the money. Wow. Their baby. Wow.
You're not getting a dime.
You're broke. That shows
You're
broke.
not getting a dime, Ma.
Wow. 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 That's amazing. That's amazing. That is tragic. Hold on. Sorry. What the fuck? So she needed $75. He has some money from the tax return. And the only reason why he has some money is because he claimed their child, but she's been working this whole time. They've been in that house, they've been in that apartment for 2 years, according to her. I don't know how long he hasn't been working, but he might have been working for some time because he claimed, he got taxes. So not because even if you don't work, you can get taxes back, I guess, technically. But wow, this is and all she asked him for was $75. And he told her, shut the fuck up, stupid, you're never getting my money. And by the way, he did all of this just so he wouldn't, because he's so broke and he's so selfish, he just wants to keep the money. It was never about the ultimatum. It was not like I ever believed that anyway, but I'm saying, like, but yeah, that's what it is. And that's why at the end she said, you're broke, because he's this desperate to hang on to this $75 that he's willing to crash out. He's willing to utterly disrespect her and demean her just so he can keep $75. I am shocked. That was crazy. That was a wild minute and 50 seconds. Yeah, y'all. Anyways, men, watch this, listen to this. Take from it what you will. It doesn't have to be a 1-to-1. I really need for us to start clocking our own behavior. A lot of us do stuff like this. Maybe not to this extent. I'll never argue with I've never said I wasn't going to pay a fucking $75 bill either, right? This has not been me. But once again, have you ever had your woman bring up a legitimate problem and then you start arguing about how she brought it up to you, or started arguing about like a part of the argument itself, as opposed to talking about the thing that she initially brought up, derailing the conversation, right? If you have, that's problematic and you need to check that behavior.